What's up, everyone? Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to source for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. I'm also donning the Believe Achieve t-shirt, JeffWillett.com. Check him out, 2003 Team Universe overall champion, and one of the greatest, if not the greatest, IFBB Natural Pro in history. Okay, so today I want to talk about Jason Genova finally being cut from Blackstone Labs. I want to talk about how they went about doing it, and I want to talk about what ramifications this could have, as well as what I think Jason's role in the fitness industry should be. Okay, first and foremost, he was cut. As you guys know, last week, he made a comment that he believed that Rich Piana, quote-unquote, deserved to die because Rich did not do enough collaboration videos with him. Now, I made a video last week explaining to people that Jason was not operating on the same level as many of us, to show a little bit of restraint and to show a little bit of understanding. Now, I'm told by Karen Yoakum that PJ Braun appreciated that video. I was even asked if PJ called me, and he never did. He didn't call me, he didn't email me, he didn't text me. That's fine. I'm not here to get PJ's attention. In any event, this has been a very trying week. We lost Alice McCarver, and yesterday, as reported on MD Noble Weekly, we lost our good friend Rich Piana. Again, now, as a result of all of these events, it turns out, I don't know if it was a result of the events or not, but I'm sure they contributed. Jason Genova was cut from Blackstone Labs. Now, yesterday, I was told that there was a letter, which I will be reading in landscape mode, simply because it's a little bit easier for me. There was a letter posted on the Blackstone Labs official Instagram, thereby announcing the departure of Jason Genova. And that letter is right there, so you can see it. And I will be reading from that right now. And it states, quote, a statement from Blackstone Labs. Jason Genova has been an active athlete with Blackstone Labs since Blackstone Labs' inception and a personal friend since Blackstone Labs' launch. I had personally taken Mr. Genova under my wing in an effort to mentor him and guide him on the right path. Up until recently, some of his outbursts had been attributed to his personal issues and lifestyle choices. As a result of Mr. Genova's current actions in the bodybuilding community and his abhorrent comments this past weekend regarding the health of Rich Piana, Blackstone Labs has decided to cut ties with Mr. Genova. He will not participate in the 2017 Olympia with the Blackstone Labs family, receive any more complimentary Blackstone Labs products, nor make further appearances in Blackstone Labs video content on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Blackstone Labs does not share the opinions of Mr. Genova, which were shared on his social media accounts regarding Rich Piana, nor any of the numerous cases of negativity he has shown to other members of the bodybuilding community. Blackstone Labs firmly believes in an inclusive and supportive bodybuilding community based on respect for everyone interested or participating in our great sport. The Blackstone Labs family hopes that Mr. Genova uses these events as a learning lesson and takes this opportunity to make positive adjustments to his lifestyle to avoid further destructive behavior which created the rift between Blackstone Labs family, trainers, filmmakers, friends, and acquaintances that he has pushed away. We wish Mr. Genova luck in his future endeavors and encourage him to reflect upon his actions and words so he can pursue better alternatives in the future. I, along with the Blackstone Labs family, offer Mr. Piana's family and friends our condolences, support, and well wishes during this painful time. Sincerely, CEO and President of Blackstone Labs, PJ Braun. And this letter is from August 25th, 2017. Now, I think that the time had long come for PJ to cut ties with Jason Genova, who I do not believe belongs in the fitness industry in his current incarnation. In other words, being a staff writer for Muscle Sport Mag, being a sponsored athlete by Blackstone Labs, and appearing in all sorts of films, representing companies, and so on and so forth. This is a person who has admittedly not taken his medication. This is a person who just days ago was shown in a video eating breakfast in his kitchen with dishes all over the sink, with maggots growing inside of them, living in squalor, essentially, living under uninhabitable conditions, who has admittedly a legal guardian that probably administers either state money or subsidies, or at the very least is legally responsible for his well-being, and he is living literally in squalor. And, this has become, content for websites and magazines and radio shows, and everyone with the exception of PJ Braun, Karen Yoakum, and the Blackstone Labs family, with the exclusion of that particular group of people, possibly also Johnny Bravo, with the exclusion of these folks, everyone else, it's a free-for-all in terms of people making money off of Jason, making money out of his unfortunate, out of his inability to show restraint, out of his impulsiveness. They're making money. They make money when he makes the statements. They make money when he embarrasses himself. They make money when he apologizes. They make money the whole way through. And then when he does videos on his own, just 2 days after his outburst, basically saying that quote-unquote Rich Piana deserved to die because he didn't do collaboration videos with him or enough collaboration videos with him. After that, the next day, he offered an apology that a lot of people call bullshit on, where he's crying in a car with Johnny Bravo, and Johnny Bravo's telling him to quiet down. I don't know why that video was even up, personally. I mean, I have to be honest. That video does not belong up. But a day or two after that, I happened to see him on Instagram Live or Facebook Live thinking that he is remorseful about what he had done and what he had said to Rich Piana. And he's on there giving out a Gmail email address, giving out a GoFundMe address, and asking his supporters to contribute money so that he could hire a prostitute off a Backpage or Craigslist. Jason does not belong in a home by himself, should not have access to social media. He has even said on a documentary that he did with Johnny Bravo that he was tricked by male fans or trolls or whatever masquerading as women who liked him, and he sent naked photos to them, which were later resurfaced all over the internet. This is not someone that belongs living on his own. And I'm sure his mom is a great mom. And listen, we're not talking about a teenager. We're not talking about a young adult. He's a grown-ass man. And she's probably an older lady. And it's probably very hard to control a grown-ass man. He has a job and this and that. And I'm not talking as if he's not in the room. And I don't think that he lacks the intelligence to understand most of what I'm saying. But the reality of the matter is he does not belong in the role that he is in right now. He should not be a staff writer for a magazine when we all know he's not writing articles. And he should not be a sponsored athlete for a major supplement company, which he is not anymore. And I think the reality of the matter is that he was never associated with Blackstone in terms of him making them any money. I mean, let's be real. If anything, he caused them a lot of headaches and caused them a lot of lost business. But he stayed because of the relationship that PJ had with him. Now, my concern here, I believe that PJ was more than right to cut ties. I did, initially on my video last week commend him for not abandoning him. And I don't think that he should abandon him as a friend. I don't think that he should cut the emotional bond that they have. I don't think a letter on the Instagram official page of Blackstone Labs was the way to go either. I think that a letter like that, while sure it mitigates any sort of wrongdoing that could be, somehow attributed to the Blackstone Labs. But again, everyone knows everyone should know, and I think reasonably it stands to reason that everyone knows that when Jason acts, he does not act in the name of Blackstone Labs and does not act with any support from Blackstone Labs. But I can also understand, PJ's concern because he is wearing the Blackstone Labs t-shirts and because he does get the supplements and because there are videos of PJ giving him money and because he's got a show coming up. And I could see where someone that is clearly off their rocker, but, still within the realm of possibility could see a connection. But the thing is, I would not have put that letter up, and I am imploring PJ and I'm imploring Blackstone Labs to remove that letter from their official Instagram and from any other official capacity of their company, because I think what it does, even if that letter, let's say, got screenshotted by a bunch of trolls and appeared on various different Instagrams, various different Twitters and Facebooks and whatnot, it would not be the same as if it was on the Blackstone Labs page, because emotionally I think it's going to scar Jason. And I think that it humiliates him to a certain degree. Again, I understand what the letter says, and normally I would think that the letter was perfectly above board and perfectly appropriate given the situation. But for example, when it says, we wish Mr. Genova luck in the future endeavors and encourage him to reflect upon his actions and words so that he can pursue better alternatives in the future. Guys, he can't. Because what that's basically saying is you're wishing that he'll cure himself. He can't. He can't cure himself. If he takes medication, and I'm no doctor, and I'm not here to diagnose anyone, I'm just here to give my personal opinion based on my limited personal observation. But he can't. And with medication and supervision, at best, he could reduce the outbursts. But I don't think it's medically possible for him, or even holistically possible for him, to do what that letter is saying. So while it's definitely good PR in terms of, you know, the backlash that his statements and his behavior have brought about, especially for the company, you know, and people have told PJ over the years to cut ties with Jason, and he has not chosen to do that. And again, it's not because, and I don't fault him for that, because I think it's commendable, and I think he exhibited a lot of tenderness and care, and that is great. It may not be great for business. I mean, let's be honest here. It may not be great for business, but on a personal level, on a human level, that's awesome. That's beautiful, actually, honestly. But in terms of that letter, I understand that letter PR-wise, but the way this should have been conducted is privately, with Jason's mom and Jason in an office with PJ, possibly Karen, possibly someone documenting it, even videotaping it, you know, for, you know, you want to have that security of, you know, this is what I said, this is what you said, and this is what you signed, and that kind of thing, you know, just for you know, to have a record. But a letter like that, I don't think, and it also has sort of a humiliation factor, and I know that's not what Blackstone is trying to do. I know that's not what they're trying to do, but that's how Jason could perceive it. And my fear is that reading this letter and having this letter sit there, I mean, it's one thing to have it up there, and okay, now everybody has seen it. We've got this video here of me saying, recognizing Jason's been cut, which will probably get some hits. PJ could make a video, some other people could make videos, but to just leave it sitting there, I just don't think it's the way to go. Honestly, I think, you know, and again, I want to stress, I don't think that the friendship should be gone. I don't think the friendship should be gone. You know what I mean? And because you see that, I think it's too much. And I think that's too much. You know, and the thing is, I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of people realize that he's going through a lot. And I know I'm a tree-hugging liberal, I get that, but I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. It's the people out there that have, it's not Blackstone Labs, it's certainly not PJ, it's not Karen, it's the people out there that have been profiting off Jason, that have created this monster. He's not a monster. But the impulsiveness, the outrageousness, almost the need that he probably has to constantly one-up himself and go out further and make more of a fool out of himself, I think to a certain extent might be intentional, but I don't blame it on him. I blame it on the people who I think are egging him on, who I think are making him feel that that's the only way that he's going to get the attention, keep the attention, and grow in the fitness industry. And believe you me, there are people out there that are doing just that. And it's very unfortunate. And I honestly do not think he should live by himself. I think that he may need a different guardian ad litem or personal guardian or administrator or whatever role his mom plays, because I don't think she's doing an effective job. And quite frankly, if anyone from the state of Florida or anyone from the government or anyone even from the housing association or management saw the video of how Jason is living, they could condemn his apartment or his house. If he rents, they could evict him in a heartbeat. That's uninhabitable. You have maggots in your dishes, and you're eating in close proximity. I mean, that is, and that's not Jason's fault entirely. You know, I mean, this is someone that needs care. So again, you know, when I read this letter, I don't think it's the way to go. I'm sure maybe a lawyer wrote it for you, possibly. It does have one typo in there. But it sounds very legalistic. It sounds like something that I would write for someone and charge a nice amount of money for. Maybe you guys wrote it on your own. I don't know. But it's cold. It goes too far. And it doesn't need to be on Instagram. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it doesn't need to be on Instagram. You can cut ties. You can do it a different way. But again, this was long overdue. And I think it is the right move. I just don't agree with the letter, and I don't necessarily think that you should stop being his friend or stop protecting him. I think that's not the right way to go. But everyone has their opinion. That's just mine.